Donald Trump had a big day in New York City. Scientists worked out when humans had babies with Neanderthals. And you might see an amazing meteor shower tonight. That's some of what we'll get to on the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn, in for Hannah Jewell. It's Friday, December 13th. Happy birthday, Taylor Swift. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1. The Justice Department's Inspector General released a long-awaited report into the January 6th riots. For years, Donald Trump and his allies have spread conspiracy theories that FBI agents intentionally incited the riot at the Capitol in 2021. Yesterday, Inspector General Michael Horowitz helped to further debunk those claims. In his report, he said the FBI did not have any undercover agents in the crowd that participated in the riots, nor did it instruct any of its informants to break the law and breach the Capitol that day. However, the report said many informants went to Washington on January 6th without being instructed to do so, and some key information was not shared with the FBI's Washington field office ahead of the riots. Overall, Horowitz's report concluded that the FBI recognized the potential for violence and took significant and appropriate steps to prepare. And in some related news, Trump said yesterday that he would pardon people convicted in the January 6th riots within minutes or hours of taking office next month. Number 2. Trump took a victory lap in New York yesterday. Trump has long had a fixation with New York, and yesterday he pretty much got to live out his dream day in the city. First, he was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Then, to celebrate that honor, he was invited to ring the bell to open the New York Stock Exchange. Trump has now been named Time's Person of the Year twice. It's not necessarily an endorsement from the magazine. The honor is more of a comment on the person who defined the year the most.
It's really been something very special, and I have to say, Time Magazine getting this honor for the second time, I think I like it better this time, actually.
The honor is not a surprise. In each of the last 7 presidential election years, Time's Person of the Year has been the man who won the White House, so the award was pretty much inevitable. But it clearly meant a lot to Trump. He made several Truth Social posts about it and appeared in person at the magazine's announcement. An American found in Syria said he was imprisoned for 7 months. That's number 3. Since rebel forces overthrew President Bashar al-Assad earlier this month, the doors of his brutal prisons have been flung open to free the detained. One was a U.S. citizen who identified himself as Travis Timmerman. Yesterday, he told reporters he had been freed from his cell by armed men on Monday. He said he had crossed into Syria on foot from Lebanon earlier this year and was thrown into a Damascus prison by a border guard. He told NBC News his time in prison wasn't so bad.
I was interviewed to see if I was a political actor, but then they cleared me, essentially, and then I was just held in prison. I wasn't beaten or anything like that.
Some on social media initially mistook Timmerman for Austin Tice. He's the U.S. reporter who has been missing since his abduction in Syria 12 years ago. Yesterday, Syrian rebels offered to help in the search for him. At number 4, California made a big bet on the future of electric vehicles. Yesterday, state officials approved a $1.4 billion plan to dramatically increase the number of places for drivers to plug in. They said it would result in nearly 17,000 new chargers for passenger vehicles, adding to the more than 150,000 public and private chargers available today. Nationwide, there are far more electric cars on the road than chargers. In fact, there are more than 20 electric cars per charger. EV advocates fear that mismatch could be hampering demand for the vehicles. California's move comes at a time when Donald Trump's return to the White House is fueling uncertainty about America's shift to electric vehicles. His team is looking at rolling back President Joe Biden's stricter vehicle fuel efficiency standards and eliminating tax credits for EV buyers. A new study confirmed the largest bird-killing event in modern history. That's number 5. Nearly a decade ago, a team of scientists began noticing thousands of common murres washing up on Alaskan beaches. They knew something was terribly wrong. They just didn't realize how bad it was. New research shows that more than half of Alaska's common murres died in the event. That's about 4 million birds. It was caused by a marine heat wave in the Pacific. Some populations of fish, which the birds relied on to eat, collapsed as the temperature of their waters soared. This is an extreme example of how climate change can throw wildlife populations into turmoil. And as the world warms, marine heat waves are only expected to become more frequent and more intense. Number 6. Scientists pinpointed when humans had babies with Neanderthals. Scientists have long known that Neanderthals and humans had offspring, and that among them were our ancestors. Today, people from around the world still contain a vestige of Neanderthal DNA in their genomes. But the timing and specifics of these interspecies pairings have long been debated. To gain greater insight, scientists analyzed genomes from 275 present-day and 59 prehistoric humans. The research published yesterday found that modern humans and Neanderthals had babies together for an extended period, peaking 47,000 years ago. The findings offer an amazing insight into what was happening in the Old Stone Age, and it also underscores that our branch of humanity is just one of many on the family tree. And at number 7, a spectacular meteor shower will peak tonight. The Geminid shower is the year's most colorful. Later on today, it will light up the skies with dozens of shooting stars every hour. Some might shine green, purple, and amber and leave an amazing shimmering tail. If you want to enjoy the show, the meteors will be most prolific in the hours near or after midnight. And your best bet is to head somewhere away from city lights and tall objects. If you're busy tonight, don't worry. A few straggling stars might streak across the sky at random intervals through the rest of the month. And the quadrantid meteor shower is slated for the evening of January 3rd. But if you're heading out tonight, happy meteor hunting. Send me your pics and videos if you see anything spectacular. That's the show for this week. The assistant producer of The 7 is Taylor White. The staff writers are Jamie Ross and Hannah Jewell. John Taylor is our editor. Additional editing by me, Christina Quinn. Copy editing by Melissa No and Thomas Haliba. Mixing and sound design is by Jim Briggs and Justin Garish. Our theme music is by Edith Mudge. Renita Jablonski is our director of audio. I'm Christina Quinn. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend. I'll meet you back here on Monday.